What's up? This is Attila and welcome to Flow of Attila, the second. For those of you who don't really know, who the hell am I and what am I doing here? I'm a Hungarian guitarist, used to play in bands such as Nevermore, Sanctuary, Satyricon, World Dane's solo band and stuff like that. But for the most part, I think, especially the ones who have been following me, know me of my Pantera covers and Pantera related lessons, which I've been making the past couple of years now. It started out with this series called Play It Like Dimebag, which was focusing more on the solos, and then it just eventually grew and started to expand. So I guess now I'm also a YouTuber. Now I'm going to my mom's place because I got one of my guitars that I wanted to show you there. Yeah, let's see. Ask me anything. In this part of the video, I'm gonna be answering to your questions. I would like to say thank you very much for all the questions. I got plenty and really nice ones. I will not have time to answer them all, but please keep them coming in the comment section of this next video, and maybe next time I can answer to your question. So let's see. Ákos KTL 6479. Sounds like a Hungarian name. Hey, what's your guilty pleasure band song genre? Jók ezek a videók. That's the Hungarian part. Szevasz Ákos. Well, guilty pleasure, when I was a teenager, I looked at liking Limp Bizkit as a guilty pleasure because, I don't know, it's just, I never really used to like anything that involved rap, except for Clawfinger, which was my first favorite rock band. But other than that, it's just, there was a phase where I didn't really like it at all. But Limp Bizkit has always been a band that I love to listen, and actually that was the first or the second song that I ever learned is from Limp Bizkit, is Take a Look Around. So another guilty pleasure from that time would be Crawling from Linkin Park. Just stuck in my hand and had so much energy to it, and the sound and everything I liked about it. I don't know. Genre today, nowadays, if I listen anything metal, that usually is my old favorites. But other than that, I most of the times I like to listen to, like, I don't know the exact genres, but electronic music, more relaxed, chilled vibe. Just, you know, something that you would listen on a cool sunrise or sunset party with a drink and just, you know, move a little bit, not too heavy. But I've also been to a techno party, which I liked a lot. So electronic music is definitely a new guilty pleasure for me. I don't look at it as guilty anymore. Also, I like to listen sometimes to classical music, jazz, stuff like that. Funk, I grew a love to, which I used to hate. It was too funny for me. Okay, next question. RT Wells 3946. Awesome as always. By the way, I absolutely loved the Pantera show with Dino Jelisic. Thank you, man. Me too. Question, picking hand technique. Do you ever think about alternate or economy in your picking style? I've tried to unlock economy picking style and I just can't grasp it. I always go back to alternate. Do you incorporate both in your playing, or is this something you do without thinking about it? Thanks, Attila, huge fan. Thanks, man. And yeah, again, I really enjoyed playing with Dino. He's amazing. So regarding picking, economy picking, exactly, I've never really learned that technique. It's like fire to me. I try not to get close to it. I do sweeps when the picking comes out like this, like down, up, down, and then I can put another down. So from down, I can go down easier. But more than that, not really. Most of the times I use alternate picking or legato or a mixture of both, maybe adding some sweeps. Regarding like thinking about it, my picking style. I guess it's only when I come up with an idea, when I write a solo or a part, is when I have to think about it. I just try to find a way that works for me or that sounds good to me and works for me. And that's the time when I really focus on it. And sometimes when I play it live or in a video, if it's more challenging, I have to focus on that. Otherwise, I usually don't really think about it. From Girtha1134, he answered quite a few questions. So I picked up 3 of those. Other than Pantera, who are your other favorite bands? The number 1 pick that has always been coming up ever since I've got to know them is Nevermore, of course. But not of course, who knows me and follows me probably knows. I used to listen a lot and still do. Slayer, Sepultura was a gateway for really heavy music for me, especially Chaos AD, and then Arise. Later, when the first Slipknot and System of a Down album came out, that was also like a big game changer. So I like them a lot. What else? Oh my God. On the spot, it's hard to think. There's so many, but I guess these are like the really big ones. I'm pretty sure I'll leave something out. Other than metal, I really like Queen, Muse. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think of the logos. Arch Enemy, I like a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I guess these would be the biggest favorites. Okay, and then did you ever meet Dime? No, unfortunately not. Yet he always felt like a brother to me, which I know that I'm not alone with. It's a mutual feeling for so many, but I kind of met everybody else from the band. Well, I did meet everybody else. So yeah, next question, and probably the last one. Gepsite the game? Question for AMA. Will you have any more solo albums in the near future, like the SOW was, which refers to Strength of Will? Plus fun, one question. How did your old nickname stuck to you? I've seen old interviews and they referred to you as Mowgli. Mogul, I don't know how to pronounce it in English. To be honest, writing a solo album for me was very great at the time. I loved it. It had a purpose for me that it served, but I like to work in a group or in projects. Just for myself to put out albums, I don't know, I don't really get inspired. If I get something like a riff or a common goal, it doesn't have to be music, just a little spark, then I can get inspired and then creativity turns on for me, and I love that. That's why I do the Sunday with all the challenges. It's just a lot of inspiration. If I get a drum groove, I can write instantly. Yeah, so I will put out, probably not an album, but who knows, songs definitely. But I don't know when, so I don't want to promise anything. Referring to me as Mogul, back in the days, I got that name when I attended a music school in Hungary from a dear friend of mine, Peter Flamish. Hi, Buher. Dear friend of mine. Oh, it wasn't him, it was his sister who gave the nickname for me. I guess it refers to my personality. I can be all over the place. I love to climb trees and other obstacles like that, metaphorically also. Some people that I got to know in that era of my life still call me that, and I used to refer it to myself like that, and it's a fun story I wanted to share. When I got in touch with the Nevermore guys, first with Voros, it's another story which I will tell you. When he first called me, it was one of the initial questions he asked me is like, why do you call yourself Mowgli? He had such a deep voice. Attila is so much more fun, and I was like, what? Attila? It's one of the more common names in Hungary. It's nothing interesting or cool about it. And then I later learned the fact that anywhere else in the world where they learn about Attila the Hun, it's such a cool name, and many people don't even believe that it's my real name, which it is. Then I switched to Attila because of Voros, and I kind of lost Mowgli. Okay, that was it for today. I'd like to invite you to have more questions. Put them in the comment section below and I'll try to answer some, maybe all. Yeah, thanks again. Okie dokie. So what I wanted to show you today is already here on the floor. Yep. You may guess. So let's see. This is my far beyond driven guitar. Really nice, right? And it's relict, as you might see, with all the pickups changed close to the original one. It was made by Chris Blanco, aka Hellback Daryl. Shout out to him. The neck I actually sent it myself some years ago, but yeah, Chris did an amazing job, and if you want to see his relics, what he does, it's just ridiculous. At the moment, this is actually my main D standard guitar with vulgar display of cover, my Pantera tribute band. So I guess we should plug it in and see how it sounds. So today I was thinking I'm gonna talking about the main riff of I'm Broken. This is a riff that may not have been that controversial, but to me it's one of those that I could just never ever found the way to play like Dimebag. It always sounded a little different for me. It was actually pointed out by a Hungarian guitarist called Bálint Virághalmi. Shout out my man. I mean, he offered an alternative. He was like, you don't play it right. And I was like, shit. I know that it sounds different and I probably play it a little different. So I wanted to share some ways to play it. It would be nice to hear what you think is the right way. I'm tuned to 425 standard D. These are the notes that we use. It's A, 7, 5 on the E string. 7, 5, 3. I'm gonna show you how I always play it. That would be to start with the hammer-on. It's a quick hammer-on. You can barely hear it, but it's there. And the second, I vibrate on the 7 of the A string. And then I'm gonna pick this actually usually with an upstroke. Already the second note I pick it with an upstroke. And then again up on the 5. And then pick the 7th on the E string and slide down to the 5 and down on the 3 and open string. And then also bend up the 3 here a little bit. What Bálint told me and pointed out is that maybe I'm used to play this note instead of playing the A5 with an open D and then slide down from the E7. And it kind of opens it up. It's more articulate, that note. Kind of makes sense. So this is another way, which sounds pretty cool to my ear. I see some people play it the open position, which is obviously not the right way, but I mean, you can play it like that if you want to. The riff continues like this. We're gonna slide up from the 5 on the A string to the 7, and then go back and vibrate the 5, so. And I do the same on the D string. Sliding up with the ring finger and then use the index finger for the vibrato. And the second. Sliding up from the D7 to the 9th. And the heavier vibrato on the G7. Slowly together. Kind of like the open D string at the beginning. most of the times it's just an open there. Only twice in the song is, but that's for another time. Well, this was it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this flow of Attila. If you got any questions for the next AMA, just make sure that you put your questions down below in the comment section of this video. If you want to support to grow this channel and or get tabs and other exclusive contents, just make sure that you click on the Patreon link down below. Thanks again, and I wish you a fun day. Ciao.